everyone. This is our 19th webinar, and it is Siripi final show. I'm co-hosting with Sylvia, and I'm Taiwa Phillips, manager Siripi Nakiva Addiction Mental Health Team. Today we are really excited to be sharing together, and of course we shall be sharing on how Siripi African educators, how this show has been so important as it has been running every after 2 weeks. And we shall be looking at the impacts has made. We shall go much deeper into sharing as Africans, how it has been helpful to us. And remember, today we are joined with our special guests. We have Helda Beska and maybe Jim. So
to have, I should say, our team leaders. They've always been in the background. That is Harry and Jim. They've always been in the background. They've always given us the platform to share as Africans, and they've been watching us growing each time. And today we are going to have an opportunity. They are also going to share with us their experiences, how they've seen it, how they've also grown and advanced in also 3Ps. You know, learning never stops. Learning never stops, even though you were a leader or a team leader or something. Learning never stops. So I'm excited to have them today with us on the show. And I believe all of us are going to enjoy. And we pray Jim joins in very soon. But fortunately, we have Harry. So I'm going to hand it over to Philip as you roll it. And maybe I'll come later on. Thank you.
all right. Thank you so much, Sylvia, for introduction and welcoming members. First of all, I would like also thank all members who are joining, and also for Africans who have really respected the shows that has been running every after 2 weeks. And first of all, I would like to really share my insights regarding how Siripi AE started, what I have learned from Siripi AE, the results I've seen, and how it has really helped Africans. Majorly, my sharing today, I will share regarding on how I have seen this 3PAE start. And this 3PAE start of 3P African educators, it started with the vision of seeing how Africans can really educate Africans. And with this, we have seen how we are coming together on this show every after 2 weeks, sharing our great experience on how we have learned about Siripi. So much good to me, and I have learned much. I have grown my level of understanding, and I really cherish this AE. Maybe next time you can continue sharing, you can continue gathering love, you can continue show love to everyone, as we really have understood as educators, also being able to share outside our boundaries. So with that, we will welcome my co-host Sylvia also to share. Then after that, maybe Harry will also join us.
Hey, thank you so much, Philip, for sharing your experience on the webinars we've been having on the 3P African educators. I'll also not be so different from my co-host Philip. It has been really an interesting experience for me, especially someone like me who always wanted to be a journalist. Some of you didn't know, but personally, I really wanted to be a journalist, and I find myself doing this right now because it's part of journalism. I find myself sharing the 3Ps to the whole world. I will not say it's more community, because when it goes to the Facebook, that means you're speaking to the whole world. So I see myself speaking to the whole world and sharing with them the best news that I know about, and which is true. So me as a person, I've been enjoying all the steps, and each time I could come on the show, I could, sometimes you come on the show when you have a low esteem, like you had a very big day, and you had some challenges within the day. But whenever you think about that, today I have a webinar and I have to prepare for it and I'm ready for it, it boosts you up because you love what you're going to do. So personally, I've been loving every moment, every bit of every show we've been having. So it has helped me as a person with the career I always wanted. It has boosted me, pushed me on. And right now I feel like I don't need to go to televisions, or I don't need to, it's enough right now. I'm doing it because I loved it. So I'm doing it. And I've loved hearing a lot of testimonies from different 3P teachers and members about how how great 3Ps have been improving, and how 3Ps have been doing wonders in their schools, in their churches, communities, in their families, like everywhere. Because during the time for the show, we've been hearing a lot of testimonies from different speakers. We had so many topics. I can't list them now, but those who have been following us throughout, we've had a lot of guest speakers, and each of them had testimonies of how 3Ps have been helping them and are still helping them. So I've been happy to hear such testimonies, and I've been happy to hear how people are growing with the 3Ps. It has really given me joy in my heart. And I'm also delighted to know that 3Ps is really growing so fast in Africa. Yeah, because there are some members I didn't know, and I thought it was few of us, I, Philip, Martha, some few that I could be knowing. But I got to know that no, it's not what I thought it is. It's a big African community basing on the visitors because we've all been having African guests. Yeah, so that means the 3Ps is rapidly growing in Africa, which is good for us as Africans. So I was so happy to know that we have a big 3P family that we didn't know about. And I've been getting inspiration about all the speakers and the topics they have been talking about. Like each speaker had a new knowledge to add on what you know. Like there are sometimes you think you know something, but then when a speaker comes in, he adds you something on top. Like for you guys, if you can remember, I can ask you, somebody who always wants to say, paint the color, paint your life the color you want it to be. So you have been following, who can tell me that speaker who likes speaking that thing? Paint your life the color you want it to be. Anybody who can tell me the speaker? Okay.
That is Livia. That is Livia. She's the one who liked saying.
No, that's not Livia. Actually, that's Martha, and it has really helped me because the color you paint your life, that is how it is. If you paint it black, we all know black. Yes, black is a beautiful color, but it sometimes represents darkness, and so you can't see the black. Everything is dark. So if you paint it white, you're going to be bright. So any color you paint your life is what it turns out to be. So you find that every speaker who was coming on board could bring you something new to put in your life and can push you ahead and ahead and ahead. And I loved it that Harry and Jim, being our team leaders of the 3Ps, they gave us the opportunity, all this while they have been backing us up in the background. They have been on the lines, they have been with us, but they've never been speaking. They've always been giving us the opportunity as Africans to grow and to learn from each other, not from them, because they did their part of teaching us. And now they gave us a platform to grow and learn from each other. And I've loved it that however much they are our team leaders, they've been so loving, so humble, down to the earth, to step back and give us the whole platform, and we teach ourselves, and they've been guiding us. After the shows, they've been guiding us and sending us messages. Here, it was perfect, but you missed this out. Next time you better do this. Next time I advise. So to me, it was really something that it's a good example for a team leader to be doing that. Others, they feel like you cannot manage, so you leave it, we are going to handle it. But they didn't give up on us, however much we made the shows, and sometimes mistakes came in, or they just kept encouraging us and just correcting the mistakes, and they've been supporting us from the background in everything we do. So to me, I feel like, wow, that is the best experience, because ever since we started the show, we've never collided, we've never stepped on each other's toes for that matter. So I love their leadership. I love their leadership. And I should say the lastly is it has strengthened more. It has given me more strength, because after hearing different testimonies from different people about how they are growing in 3Ps, that one leaves me with no choice but to be strong that I'm not the only one who understands, who believes in the 3Ps. I'm not the only one who knows the power of 3Ps. So I'm strengthened that many people behind me, in front of me, besides me, they understand, they know the power, the benefits, the advantages of 3Ps. So that means, like, if I'm sharing it with somebody, they really know what I'm talking about, you know. And if I talk about 3Ps, there are some people who understand it. So somebody will not be like, what's 3Ps? It's something I don't know, it's something green to me. So it strengthened me more that I am speaking, I'm sharing, I am in something that people understand is a positive thing and people like it, and it's helping people develop and build new lives and enjoy life as God wanted it to be enjoyed, and enjoy their happiness without stressing or worrying or anything. So I just thank Harry in the absence of Jim. I thank Jim, and I'm like, yeah, we can go ahead with the show if possible next year, so we can keep growing and sharing and get more ideas on how we can expand it. And yeah, because for me it was a beautiful experience, and I've learned many which I'm not going to live in this year. I'm going with it for the rest of my year, something that I want my kids to grow up seeing and learning from me, because all these recordings are there and they always watch me talk, they always see me, and I want them to copy and follow and do it. So if it keeps running, that means they're going to also keep learning what the mom is doing. Yeah. Thank you so much, Philip. I hand it over back to you.
Thank you, Sylvia, for great sharing. And
hi, everybody. Harry's my name. I'm the leader and founder of 3P in Africa. Everything in every decision that is made is based on whether it will add to the spiritual momentum of 3P in Africa. And so when this became a fact, it was obvious to Jim and I that it was adding to the spiritual momentum of Africa. The spirit is always the one that teaches. We are just vessels that share with our heart, but we are the ones who have to see what is needed and so on. So I want to describe something that perhaps isn't always described. How is the process seen to release a new idea? And this was a brand new idea a year and a half ago. Basically, I saw that Africans have great spirit, but they do not work together. Everybody is self-obsessed with their own project, being successful for themselves. And so they do not they want to lead, but they do not work together. And the turning point that really led to this show was when Sylvia made a great trip to Naka Valley, and Phillips and Sylvia got close together. They shared what was happening in Naka Valley, and it opened Sylvia's eyes and heart. And when I saw that happen, I said, we have something now where two different areas are coming together. and they want to work together. And when I saw that, I realized that what we wanted those two to lead the people to understand that Africans do not need white people. Excuse the expression. You know, you don't need our wisdom, our sharing. You have it inside of you. And that feeling of gratitude that the two experienced took the show into many, many dimensions. And within that, we saw that the largest audience were not in people here. Oh, Jim's here. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Harry. Apologies, everyone, for my lack of awareness this morning.
I know. Don't worry about it, Jim. It's a casual show. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And so Facebook Live, where we started with around 200, 250 people would watch the show Facebook Live around Africa. And we wanted to establish a nucleus where the strength came from the people within rather than from Europe or North America. We wanted to show the people that they had the wisdom as from the three principles, and that they were evolving. And so when Phillips and Sylvia started to share, they started to grow. And what you're talking about, Sylvia, is exactly what's happened to Jim and I. The more we have shared in the public forum, the more we have grown for several reasons. We have to share new ideas, but we also get to see our ideas in public. And that turns out to be a very healing process. Now, the show was very successful in many ways that were described by Philip and Sylvia, but I thought I would describe a few of the shows that we had. Topics: empowering women. Zahara shares and teaches love. Children and parents. Christ and 3P. We had 2 shows with the bishops. Kabazana Village talked. Adeti School talked. A great compassion for quite a long time was a topic that was talked about. Importance of Sydney Banks, which of course is always at the forefront of everything, because Jim and I would not be here without Sydney Banks. And sometimes it's hard for me to explain to people how relevant he is, because Phillips used the phrase level of consciousness. Well, Jim and I are very proud of our level of consciousness, but we know the beauty is we're balanced, because we know that Sydney Banks's level of consciousness is considerably higher than our level. And yet at times, Jim and I have reached that high level. And what we're teaching you is at times Sylvia and Phillips reached that level, but not on a consistent basis that Sydney Banks did. Other topics: money and 3P, alcohol training, secret to happiness. And we had teachers, bishops, 3P educators, 3P projects. And for me, I was thinking of what shows I liked the best. And the one, Sylvia, that really stuck out for me was your talk on compassion. I really loved, you have such a strong feeling. And so Sylvia was teaching me about compassion. That's what we want you to understand. We have to learn from each other, type of thing. And the other one that impressed me quite a bit was Kabazana Village, and what we shared was shared there. And it's all led, it just keeps, it all leads to fertilize what is happening in 3P in Africa. And on December 13th, we're having a conference on a fundraiser trying to raise money for people who don't have money for Christmas, hoping that people from the Western world will supply some of that. But the important thing is the educational forum, and we're going to do it at Martha and Grandfather's church, where we'll have 65 to 100 people there, and we're having food. But the two topics come from this show. You see how it works, Phillips and Sylvia? You share and you bring to our minds what needs to be shared. And the two areas that I saw, and yes, it is true that a lot of it does come through what I see and think. But what I saw was there were two areas from that were pronounced in this show that showed that I had to take a look at, that we want to address from a 3P perspective. And that is 3P and God. People have a lot of trouble integrating their Christian beliefs with 3P when they're both pointing to exactly the same thing. And 3P is not a religion, nor does it ever ask you that or say anything negative about being a Christian and your understanding about God. And so we have a theme of 3P and God. And the other area, but the pastors need to grow. They cannot just stay at the same level that they are teaching. They need to grow in their understanding of what Christ is talking about. And at the same time, the other area that I saw was women, the empowerment of women. This is a really delicate topic in Africa because the women are emerging. And people like Sylvia, Martha, Christina will be talking, Elizabeth will be there. They will be talking about the empowerment of women, just like we are talking about the empowerment of pastors. It is a time of emergence. So the show has contributed to that type of thing. And at the same time, Jim and I have been in the background, allowing Sylvia and Phillips to share, and all the other people. But we were so excited that we were not going to be the presenters. We were so excited that it was you, the people of Africa, sharing with the people of Africa. And I cannot begin to describe what a pleasure it brought to us. Both Jim and I felt this was an evolution. We had started as a grassroots program. Our team came in and led. But the idea of 3P in Africa is simple. Students become colleagues. And now Sylvia and Phillips and all the other people who presented, they presented as professionals. They presented with what they were experiencing in the 3P world. And that meant a tremendous amount to me. So I'm going to turn it over to Jim. He will give some of his own personal observations, if he's awoken yet. I'm not sure. And that's it. And go ahead, Jim.
Thanks, Harry. Am I muted? Can you hear me?
Totally clear.
Okay, great. We've got that out of the way. Well, I'm coming to the party late, so I'm going to have to drink fast to catch up to everybody. But you know, what's going on in Africa with the three principles is the most exciting thing in my life thus far, and I've lived a long life. My connection to the three principles goes back to 1974 when I first met Sydney Banks, and what I learned about Sydney Banks was particularly his mission in life once he had had his enlightening experience. And that mission was to help alleviate the unnecessary human suffering of the suffering of humanity. And that thought, that's the big picture. That's the big picture. The big picture isn't really Africa. Africa is just the main theater. And definitely, that's where it's going on right now. But it's humanity. Suffering is all over the world. Suffering is universal and unnecessary. And Sid saw that. And when I heard from Harry that he was in Africa, that he was sharing, and that not that big component of sharing isn't just what we say as individuals. It's what goes out and what is heard and what is responded to. And if it is the closer it is to truth, the deeper anybody will go that hears it, including the ones that are speaking it. And I couldn't wait to try because Harry was getting results, and results are evident wherever there are 3P practitioners sharing. But this was quick, and it was deep. And to witness and to be a part of that sharing is what we're talking about here. Everybody in the room here knows what I mean. To share doesn't just mean to talk. To share means that there's a feeling exchanging, and both people talk, and both people share in that depth of feeling, that feeling of growing closer to mind, which is closer to our true self and closer to God. And I wanted some of that. And so I asked Harry if I could join in with him. And he graciously created a space for me. And I'll always be grateful for that, Harry, because that has been the biggest, most spectacular jump in my own level of consciousness over more than 50 years. And when I came into Africa, never knowing what I was going to say, just as I'd not known what I'm going to say right now, and having it home in on truth and get closer to pure truth and the feeling that starts to create within the room, within the sharing, that's where we grow. And that is the spiritual. And Africa is based on the spiritual, the training in Africa, the sharing in Africa, the growing in Africa. It always acknowledges the spiritual side. And that's what we have there. Now, what's beautiful, not so beautiful, and beautiful is that there's an incredible amount of suffering going on. And as we address it, we see it being alleviated. We see the changes in people. That seeing those changes changes us. It deepens what we have. It's the biggest high I know. It's the biggest beautiful feeling I get. I'm hungry for it. Thank you for it. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you so much. You've been an incredible friend to me. You and Daniel sharing your family with me, sharing your lives with me. Phillips, the same. What I've learned from you, Phillips, is amazing. The power of the 3 principles bursting through from you. Imagine a man that meets refugees as they're coming into a refugee camp with love, compassion, jumping on a motorcycle and running all over Naka Valley to little villages, holding meetings, sharing truth. You guys are heroes. You guys are giants in 3P. And just think of Uganda, just as one part of Africa. Africa, the whole of Africa, Uganda's got this microcosm. I understand there's 54 tribes, all separate, all ununited, all suspicious of one another, not sharing. And you folks are breaking barriers. And when you're in a place like Nakavali, you have that opportunity of all these various tribes coming together. That's only just beginning. But it's going to be a demonstration for humanity that tribes who I'm saying it, I'm not sure everything I say is accurate, but who have been apart for centuries, coming together, understanding their commonality, understanding that they are all one together, as all of they are one together with all of the Africans, and the fact that all of the Africans are one together with every race in the world. We are all one. We are truly all one. And that can't be demonstrated any more powerfully than it is as it's growing in Africa. And you guys are the carriers of truth. You guys are sharing the truth. You guys are living the sharing of truth. You guys are living the power of the three principles, the power of mind, consciousness, and thought. Those powers that are inherent within the soul of every human being. So this web series has been a vehicle for furthering that cause. Thank you so much.
It was beautiful, Jim. Really, really beautiful. And within the evolvement of 3P in Africa, the purity of the principles must be maintained. I know that there is a desire for outside manifestations, things that more material wealth and deservedly so, more food, more primary needs supplied for people. But if you lose the purity of the principles, you won't live your life in a pure way. And so it's not only teaching the purity of the principles, it's living the purity of the principles and governing your own connection to God. That's what's guiding you, your own connection to God. But if you color it black, it seems like it has gone away. And that's the test. That's the test, people. God is testing us. Are we sincere about the purity of the principles, or are we only sincere when things go our way? And within that understanding is the understanding that all feelings are useful. All feelings will help you to understand who you are. And that's what you want to find out. And as you find out who you are, you grow closer to God. And as you grow closer to God, what Sylvia found was, oh, I love myself too. I don't just love God, I love me. I have a need to be happy. I have a need to live life in a good way without, I hate to say it, without complaining all the time about everything. I don't have this, I don't have that. It's you, the people, have showed Harry that spirit is more powerful than money. You have taught me that. You have shown me that. You have shown me what happiness feels like when you just let go. And most important, you've given me an audience to share what I want to share. And I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate that. You think people will just automatically listen to Jim and I. But Jim and I have grown in Africa because the audience, the people have participated with us and our minds, and we've cultivated and developed it. Where do the good ideas come from? They don't come from the intellect. I deal with ideas more than anybody in the world almost in terms of creating stuff. And I can tell you that it only comes from one place, the good ideas, silence. That is the only place where the good ideas pop from, not by overthinking, not by getting form and just getting the form in the right place. That is always the test with 3P. We want form, we want this, we want that. Or do you want the purity of the principles? That is the test. All we can tell you is that at the beginning, we were touched by the purity of Sydney Banks's message. We liked Sid, we enjoyed Sid, but his message was always the same to Jim and I. It's in you, Jim. It's in you, Harry. Not, it's in me. And we had to uncover that piece by piece. We now want you to not take so long as we did to uncover what is so simple to see. You have the power. Inside you, you have the power. You have the power to create the greatest gift in the world. Create a beautiful life. When we created this out of nothing, it was so obvious a beautiful feeling came. Came to Jim, came to me, came to Sylvia, came to Phillips, came to other people. And there was an excitement. And now we've come to the end of it. It's just the beginning. There's something fresh and waiting. All we have to do is see it. Each one of you is a vessel of power. And what is the power? The gift that God gave you, the ability to think in a wise way. God gave you that gift. It's time for mankind to wake up. You will die. Jim and I will be gone in 5 to 25 years. We won't be here. You will. Will you be carrying the purity of the principles? Or will you say, that was a good time we had? I remember a good feeling I had back then. I can't remember it anymore, but it was sure felt good back then. We want you to understand. Jim and I have kept growing because of Africa. Jim and I have been given a privilege, an honor by God to share with you. We want you to take that gift and share it with the world. See, we know you have it. But of course, the physical gets in the way. That's the test. It's always the test. Do I love money more than I love love? It's always the test. Do I need, because I have a bad mood, does that mean I have to be angry? You want to answer what I consider the most fundamental question in Africa. If I believe in God, why am I sad? You want to answer that question, not memorize from Harry or Jim or Sid, but from deep within yourself. And then you will see what Sylvia was talking about. Change the color. And the world changes before your eyes. Sometimes in my past works, I have worked in every continent in the world. I have worked a tremendous amount with the indigenous people who drank all the time, alcohol all the time, all of them, 100% drink. And I would see an old man who had a terrible, terrible life, Only trouble was he looked so good. His life was terrible, but his spirit was enormous. And he was 65 and he looked 45. And everything about his life was a disaster. Well, obviously, he knew something that we all need to know. Every day I wake up with my mind going up and down, up and down. Every day is fresh new territory for Harry to grow up, to learn about something more. And Jim and I will tell you, we are just babies in this process of getting closer to the stillness that is God, to the emptiness that is God, to that place, as Sid says, before or beyond time, space, and matter. That is where you're going to find your answers, not in our words, inside yourself, in that stillness, in that quiet, where all of a sudden you disappear. All of a sudden you see the reality that this illusion that we're creating with our thoughts is just a thought, just a simple thought. And all you have to do is change the thought. But you don't do it with your intellect. And you have to stay pure. You have to ask yourself, am I being pure or am I being manipulated? Am I being pure or am I just thinking of my own desires and needs? And how about let's work together as a family? What about that? We need each other together. What Robert is doing in the school is helping what Phillips is doing in Naka Valley, which is obviously helping David in the alcohol program. What Jim is doing in Tanzania with the nurses is helping you. We are all here in a collective to assist God to make this a better world. Man is lost. You do not have to be. That is our message. You are pure. Don't be impure with your desires. Don't let them control you. And don't try to fix people. The strongest message I have with helping people in alcohol is, I am not there to get them to stop to drink alcohol. I am there to teach them how to be happy. Everyone says, oh, the problem is the big deal. The problem is in your head. Not there. I understand it's difficult. I understand that it would be nice if the world cared more. But we have felt the caring in Africa for us. And we say, with all humbleness, thank you. Thank you very, very much. It's just energy, people. Philip shares, Olivia shared, Jim comes on, raises the level. So he raises, I go, oh, we can talk a little bit higher. And so we go there. It's just energy. You have to play with energy. The spiritual momentum of 3P in Africa is what is guiding its success. 6 countries, 50 projects, no marketing, very little money. How does it happen? Spirit. That's all I can say. Spirit. And something else. If you do not interfere with spirit, with impure thoughts, it moves very quickly. It's man's impure thoughts that is slowing the spiritual momentum of the earth. We have to grow up. It doesn't make sense that Africa should lead the world, but Jim really feels it does. Is that true, Jim?
It is true.
Yeah. And his inspiration has inspired me. It lifts. Yeah. Why not? If you can see the truth. And the secret is, if you want to grow, you have to share.
Dang it.
It's so
Doggone
simple.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't mean share problems, complaints. I mean share feelings. One of the most impressive things I have seen in the last little while, Jim, is I looked at Bruce Lee, who was considered the movie star, who was considered the greatest fighter in the world. And he came up with a phrase that exactly epitomizes what I see. And he says, when you're fighting or when you're living your life, don't think, feel. That's it, 3P. Don't think, feel. Yeah. And the beautiful, yeah. Hi, sweetie. Yeah. That's the secret, guys. Too much thinking, too much analysis, too much trying to get stuff. When did Harry become successful? I'll tell you, when he gave up his ambition. He stopped being on the make, trying to always get things, making things happen. I stepped aside and let spirit guide me. When did Africa happen? Out of the blue. Harry has been in Africa 3 years now, Christmas. 3 years. How did it start? A fluke. Mugisha from Success Root School contacted me on the phone, on the Facebook, and within 15 minutes had invited me into Naka Valley. The first students were Phillips and Mugisha. Phillips was kind of the man that Mugisha trusted the most. And Mugisha died in 6 months and was gone. But Phillips was still there. And he started to share the 3 principles. And through the sharing of the 3 principles, his group, which he was sharing, all of a sudden, there was healings. And I guess it turned Phillips's head to see, oh, there are good results here. And he started to share in the community. And he shared just in his own way. He didn't share it like Harry shares it or like Jim shares it. He shared it like Philip shared it. And he had a nice message to people. Positive feelings are good. That's a nice message. It's a simple message, and it worked. The people started to respond to it, and we started to teach the different people in Naka Valley. But it didn't stay in Naka Valley. It grew. All of a sudden, Kakuma refugee camp came. All of a sudden, school from more northern Uganda came, and that's when I came and asked Phillips to come. I asked Jim to come in. And at first, Jim had no idea that he was coming in. And he was kind of stupid, to be honest. No offense, Jim. Yeah. Yeah. But he got caught by all the same things that the people who care about Africa do. The African people touched Jim's heart. And whose heart touched him the most was Solivia. And all of a sudden, he and Sylvia started to work together. And I mentioned to Jim, I said, Sylvia's stuck. She knows about God, but she doesn't love herself. Well, Jim took that and started to intimately work with her. And then all of a sudden, she saw, oh, I have to love myself as well as loving God. Well, after that, they didn't need Harry. They had an alive spiritual connection. And where it went has just been amazing, totally amazing. And as Jim grew, he would lift me. And I grew, I would lift him. And we just started to share more and more impersonally, rather than what we are accomplishing, the beauty that we are seeing emerging in the dream. Guys, this is a dream. Why not make it a good dream? Doesn't always have to be a nightmare. And that's what it teaches us. If you are in a nightmare, you can wake up, drop the past, and start anew. There's no nightmare except in da 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 da. There's the nightmare. David is working with alcohol as the manager of the alcohol department. So the people are da 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 da. I am a loser. I am an alcoholic. Nobody likes me. My wife, everything. I have no money. Can you give me money, please? Please give me money. Please, 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 please. And I say, why don't you just take a look past the and start to see how beautiful you are. What a wonderful person you are, caring. And the moment they look at themselves and see that they're beautiful, they feel the power of God. And that's the healing. If they have negative thought, they will take that healing and take it in a bad direction. But if they understand about the role of thought, they'll just keep growing. They won't need Harry. That's the teaching. You don't need Harry's words. You just need that inner connection to God. I better quiet. I'm just warming up, and I think it's pretty good what I've said. So I'm going to stop right there. Certainly, Phillips and Sylvia, you can open it up to questions or whatever before we say goodnight one final time.
Harry, Sylvia, is Karis there? Sylvia, is Karis there?
Yeah, Karis is here. Karis, come and say hello. Come and say hello. Karis is here. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you. I'd love to see her one more time. There you go. This is one of my greatest teachers. This is one of my top
There she
teachers.
is. Say hello.
This one. She's one of my top teachers. She's full of love. She's full of joy. She's full of happiness. She's full of curiosity. She's always giving love. There she is. She is love. And I want to remind us all here in the room, these innocent babies are our teachers. They're not cluttered. They're happy. You see that wave? My God, my heart goes like this when that little child waves. She's my teacher. She loves me. That's what love is. Love is that innocent feeling we all have. Yes. Yes. Precious. Precious. We can pick up this love from others. It doesn't have to be something that they wave at us All it has to be is a connection, an awareness of the innocence. You know, Sydney Banks, this is a story in our little village back in those days, him and his wife Barb, always together. And they would have maybe a night that they would open all the stores in the town at night just to get some energy going and some business going. And they would love to come to something like this. And they would sit on a bench in town and they would watch the people going by. And as they watched the faces, all innocent, they filled with love. They were grateful for the opportunity to view their neighbors, and they saw the best in them. They saw their innocence, and it was a source of energy. And Sydney Banks, as a rule, would pick up energy from the beautiful people around him in their innocence, not with the restriction about they should feel this or they should feel that or criticism, just the joy of recognizing the beauty in everyone. Everyone is your teacher. Everyone is my teacher. Everyone was Sydney Banks' teacher. We all have this energy exuding from us, but we've lost our ability to recognize it. As we grow in consciousness, we become more and more aware of the beauty of humanity in all its forms. And never forget the kids. When I'm first teaching about 3P, I invariably remind people about the babies, because the babies are uncorrupted. They are innocent. They are a source of joy. And they will remind us that that is within us as we become more deeply aware. In other words, as our consciousness grows. Just a little tip. It's humbling to realize that a babe is someone that we can learn how to live from. We think they have to learn how to live from us. Wrong. We have to learn how to live from them and us. It's all about the beautiful feelings.
Right now, you can have a beautiful feeling.
Yeah.
No past, no future, no thought. Just feel. And the physical world is beautiful. I agree there are challenges, but a beautiful world. The privilege that God has given us to come together cannot be overestimated. Imagine Jim and I in Canada, you in different parts of Africa, and we are together. Nobody feels it in Canada, but we do. But most important, for me, I had a dream. I wanted to help people. I cared about the suffering. And I was not fulfilled as a human being because this was a hole in my heart that I was not able to touch in a way that I wanted to. And all of a sudden, God gave me this dream. What am I to say? truth is unbelievable, unimaginable. 1 minute, Jim is sitting in his beautiful place on Salt Spring Island. And the next moment, he's in Africa. And his heart is reaching dreams that he always wanted to share. We're all beginners, all of us. All of us are beginners. You never come to the end. That is why I say to you, you must keep growing. There's no end to love. No end to anything. But there is an end to this show, this series. Yeah. And I think we're coming pretty close to it. So it's been a wonderful journey, a year and a half, and about 20 shows, or whatever the shows have been. And in it, it has added spiritual momentum to 3P in Africa, without a doubt. Thank you, Sylvia and Phillips, for co-hosting the show and the wonderful job of caring and helping everybody. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. It's been an honor to work with you. So Sylvia, maybe you could close the show. It looks like Phillips is not here now. And
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Harry. Thank you so much, Jim, for the wonderful experiences you've shared with us. Before I close the show, I would like to also at least give a chance to the members in the room. These members have been with us from day one, and many of them have been attending all the webinars and endeavoring to come and learn. So it will really be something unfair to close without letting them say something, any word, yes, but make it short and brief. So I know everybody has something to say, so I'm just going to go line by line as I'm seeing you here. My picture shows me Lutaya. Can I please hear from the Lutaya group, that is the Christian Heritage? Then from that we shall go to Gavin. Like I'm speaking, then you get prepared, Gavin, then we shall go to Wanyama Bernard, then lastly it will be Joseph Wandera. So can we hear from the Christian Heritage group, please?
Yeah, we would like to thank you, Sylvia, Philip, Harry, and Papa Jim. We are grateful that this year you've made us be who we are, Christian Heritage School. I would like to thank God who has helped us to be in this wonderful fellowship, I would call it. As Harry has said, this is spiritual, and I believe in him, because Christian Heritage is a spiritual school. It is on a Christian foundation, and I would thank you for the wisdom you've given us for 3Ps. It has helped us to groom the teachers, to make our learners be happy, joyful, and I've learned from Papa that the young ones teach us to love. That is a new thing I've learned from today, even the babies. So thank you for the wisdom and the knowledge you always add on us using the 3 Ps. Thank you. We are glad to be part of 3 Ps.
Thank you so
I'm
much, Elizabeth.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity granted. This is a message of gratitude. I'm so much thankful for the mentors of the 3 Ps because it has really changed my life and the community at large. I'm so much grateful, and this honor goes to the Almighty, for He has better plans for us. Because I remember when we first met with Madame Sylvia, not knowing the target that God is targeting us to get to the 3 Ps. We got to know Sylvia. Sylvia connected us to Papa Jim. So I'm so much grateful to the Almighty that He has connected us to you people. For we have become great people, and indeed we are going to become greatest people. So I'm so much thankful. Thank you very much.
You're
Yeah,
welcome,
in
David.
addition, I would like also to say thank you to Sylvia Akaviri Kasufu. Thank you for giving us
That necessary?
the opportunity to be part of the 3 Ps family. For sure, ever since we joined the 3 Ps, our lives have been becoming better, and they have ceased to be bitter. Harry, Papa Jim, thank you for having such a big heart. You've taught us what love is and how to love. Philippi and other members, thank you. We've learned so much from you through these several months we've gone through this year. May God bless you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the Christian Heritage School, and he just gave me a compliment. That's why we are laughing. He appreciated my hair, and I was like, was it necessary? But thank you, Robert, for appreciating my hair. Yeah. So can we hear from Gavin, please? Gavin, can we hear from you, Gavin? Gavin maybe is not getting us. Can we hear from Wanyama Bernard from Adet? Okay, Gavin is here.
Yeah, so hello everyone. I hope that I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you so much for giving me the floor. It has really been an amazing and enriching moment being part of these sessions. As we always say, the more that we share is the more that we learn. No one knows everything, and sometimes when you feel like you already know everything, that is the moment that you still need to learn more. And through these sessions, I learned a lot, especially on the session whereby we talked about compassion. Actually, compassion is something really amazing, and especially when you look at the way that people are living these days, there is less and less compassion among people in the world. And if we can really preach more about compassion, the love of each other, and taking care of one another, I believe that the world will really be such a better place. And the next thing that I learned is to understand that no matter what we are going through, we have to remember that love is always there within us. We always need to love ourselves. Many people complain a lot about life. They fail to love themselves, they hate themselves, and at the end, instead of making their lives better, they just keep making their lives to be worse and worse every day. So these teachings have taught us a lot as practitioners, as trainers, as people are sharing these teachings of the three principles with the community. We really appreciate the 3P in Africa team for giving us this opportunity to keep learning every day, because the more we participate in these sessions, the more that we learn something new. And whenever that we learn that something new, we also take it back to the members of our community and share it with them. So in brief, I'd just like to say thank you so much. We really appreciate so much what you are doing. It is really amazing. So thank you so much.
Wow, you're welcome, Gavin. Thank you so much also for appreciating and always being around. Can we hear from the Adeti School, Wanyama Bernard? Please also have a word you say to us.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I'm clear.
Yes, you are.
My name is Bernard Wanyama. I want to say one word, which is a vote of appreciation to our mentors, most specifically Papa Jim, Harris, Livia, Phillips. For us, it has not been long with 3Ps, but I want to assure you that we have been equipped, we have been inspired, we are feeling connected. Thank you so much, our mentors, for your calling to help others. For us, 3Ps has been a critical part of meaningful relationships for the purposes of personal, spiritual growth, accountability, and connectedness. We are so grateful for your endeavors. We are so grateful for your support. I recognize the presence of my director here on this call, and just allow me call him to come and have a word or two for us. Thank you so much, all people. Bless all of us, Lydia.
You are welcome. Thank you so much, Joseph, for appreciating. So I want to thank everybody. And to me, I think this is not the end of it. This is just a pause. We are breaking off just for Christmas festivals and a holiday, but very soon we are returning in a big wave. Yeah. So thank you everybody who has been participating from day one. I want to appreciate each one of you who have been giving in your time to come and listen to each one of us. We listen to you, you listen to us. That is a spirit of learning, of willing to learn. And it's a spirit of obedience. That means the 3Ps are really working in us. So thank you for the journey we've had together for this year and for the greatness of growing together. And we believe to continue growing together until we see 3Ps on the what? On the map, on the map of Uganda, map of Africa, map of, yeah, until we see our friends also embracing this. And let us not forget everything we've been learning throughout this year of 2025. Please keep it on your heart, keep walking in it, keep loving it, keep loving a positive life, keep enjoying a positive life, keep having that self-happiness, keep forgiving yourself and forgiving others. Don't just stop it because we paused it. Continue living it and loving the 3 Ps. And one way we can share the 3 Ps, maybe we can't talk, but our actions can share the 3 Ps. So actions speak up louder than words. In our communities, in our neighborhoods, in wherever we are going to be, let our actions share the 3 Ps, even when we've not spoken about them. So I also want to say thank you for those again who are praying for my daughter, Keras. You've seen her right now. Harry, I hope you've seen her. She's improving. She's doing fine, and I'm really, really happy and excited as a parent to see her jumping again. Jim, you've seen your granddaughter. She's really doing well. And to Robert, Elizabeth, guys, you've seen her. She's improving. Thank you always for sharing on her and wishing us a quick recovery. So before we close up, allow me just sing you one song because, you know, I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So guys, don't forget we are having a conference on the 13th December. Yes, at in Kenya, Grandfather's Church with Martha. So I think we shall always keep updating you. Please, everybody is invited. Everybody is welcome to attend that conference. Yes, and we are going to have a lot of speakers, and we are also blessed to have our own Elizabeth is going to be among the speakers. Martha and I myself, and other speakers that you will see that day. So on the 13th of December, before we close for the Christmas, please join us and we shall continue updating you about that. So I wish you a blessed night, those ones who are in Uganda and nearby countries, and I wish you a blessed day, those ones who are outside, Harry and Jim. And thank you so much. On behalf of the whole team again, you two guys, thank you so much, and we love you from the bottom of our hearts. I don't know. May God grant you all that you wish for in your heart. Jim, thank you for sharing your family also with us. Like you said, we are sharing our family with you. Thank you for sharing your family, and thank you for being a father, a papa to us. Thank you so much for loving my family. Harry, thank you so much for loving the Uganda community and us too. We really appreciate and we don't take it for granted. We are blessed to know you guys, have you guys. So everybody here, we are blessed to also know you. Gavin, I'm happy I've known you. I didn't know you. And for Joseph, I knew you. Harmony, I'm happy to know you. Robert, David, and Elizabeth. And those guys watching us on Facebook, we are happy to know that you are watching us and listening to us. So may God keep you. We love you so much. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye.
Bye.
Jim, I'm going to give you a Facebook call in a couple of seconds.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Lots of love to everybody.
And when you're done, and Jim, when you're done with Harry, maybe you also give me a call.
All right.
Okay. We'll be busy. Okay.
Okay.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry
Yeah.
Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.